Hello everybody, I'd like to introduce you to the face behind the voice. This is Kevin de la Tour, coming to you from Guimarães, Portugal. Hello everyone, this is Kevin de la Tour, coming to you from Guimarães, Portugal. No, I'm not Portuguese, I'm American from California. Actually, I'm from planet Earth, and I'll explain that comment to you in just a minute, because we're going to be talking about the digital freelance lifestyle, or digital freelance economy, also referred to as the gig economy. You've probably heard of digital nomadism. So I'd like to talk a bit about that, a few minutes about that, and also serve myself up as a case study for you to see if maybe it'd give you some insights, some inspirations on how you can do that too. The thing is, nowadays, since we're all interconnected and we're all online and we're all in laptops, you can do just about any kind of work you want from your laptop. The digital economy is basically computer-based. It's online, it's in the cloud, etc. So then the question is, what kind of things can you do, and is it worthwhile doing that? The answer to that question for me is looking for yourself at what you're good at, what you can do, or what you think you'd like to do, and using that talent you have, and or developing a talent that you would like to use in this freelance digital economy. A case in point for me is voiceover. One thing I do as a freelancer, an online freelancer, a digital freelancer, is voiceover. Why do I do that? Because I have a background as a semi-professional musician, so I'm comfortable with my voice, with speaking. I've lectured a lot, I've taught a lot, and I'm able to incorporate various personalities in a recording situation. So that's useful for voiceover. And then you want to set yourself up for that. You want to decide what kind of profile, what kind of character, shall we say, you'd offer, because voiceover talent is also called voiceover acting. So the fact is of the matter that you're an actor in this. You're acting, you're representing a persona that is needed, that is required for a certain script. You record that, again, into your laptop and deliver it to the client. There are lots of platforms for that. I won't mention many names, but they're easy to find and useful to use. So that's something you can look at for that. Another thing that I do as a freelancer is revision of text, or rather proofreading and editing. That's useful because I'm also a scholar. You can see I have a checkered past. Yes, I've done many things in my life. So at this point in my life, what are my strong points? What are the things that I'm good at and that I can offer and that will be a contribution and that I enjoy? I like writing, I like editing, I like proofreading, and all modesty aside, I think I'm pretty good at it. So that is one thing I offer as well. Another thing that I offer is translating. Translating, in this case, from Brazilian Portuguese to English, and that I do together with my partner, my spouse, my wife, Simone, who is a Brazilian. What's special about that? Given that I'm obviously fluent in English and she is fluent in Portuguese, it's a dream team, if you will, to have two people that are fluent in both languages being translated from and translated to, in order to make sure that the content is coherent, cohesive, is accurate. And that's the point. You want to get the accuracy, not a transliteration, you want to get the accuracy of a translation, and also to feel what is the author trying to say. So these are three brief examples, the things that I offer at this point, we offer at this point, and it's very fulfilling. One thing I like to say about that also, there's a phrase or a term in Japanese, I don't know what the term is, that means what makes you want to get up out of bed in the morning. Well, for all of you who may not have quite enough motivation, I would say this: get up in the morning and find out what you want to do and what you're good at. That's the point, because life is good. So then there's no excuse for not being motivated. Sorry, no excuse. There's something you could be doing. You could be writing a book, writing an article, writing a play, doing voiceover, doing revision of texts, etc. Find something that you like to do and something you feel you are good at and offer it. Even if you do it at no charge. In my case, I do charge for it. Now I'd like to explain the part that I said, I'm also from planet Earth. What do I mean by that? When we're talking about digital freelancing, it's location independent. That means that you can do it anywhere on the planet. So yeah, I'm a freelancer on the planet. I can be here in Portugal. I can be anywhere. My clients can be anywhere. I have clients in China, Russia, Canada, the United States, etc. And if it's necessary, of course, I can go to those locations if it requires that and do the work there. Typically, it doesn't. And that's what makes it good for everyone. Actually makes it more flexible. It makes it more real-time oriented. They can get it immediately. The work is done wherever, it's sent over the internet, and they receive it on the spot. If there's a revision that's needed, they let me know, I revise things, I send it back. It's just that simple. Now, I make it sound simple, but of course, there's work involved. There's development of talent involved. There's interaction involved. There's correspondence involved. There's a certain aplomb, shall we say, that you have to have. Your customer service. You have to have good customer service. You have to be cordial. The client is always right. Yes, up to a certain degree. So then we use the same principles that we'd use in any business, just that we're location independent. If I need to go to the United States tomorrow for a client, I can do that. If I need to go to Ireland, I can do that. If I need to go to Russia, I suppose. And that's the beauty of it, that you can be anywhere on the planet. This you can do, and this frees you. I wanted to say a few words about the platforms. I mentioned the online platforms. The ones I use, for example, are LinkedIn, Upwork, Fiverr, People Per Hour, like that. I don't use a lot of them because I simply don't have time to keep up with all of them. But those are some of the main ones. You can look into that and see what works for you. Set up a profile in the beginning. You probably do not want to go to the pay-to-play places. These are all free that I mentioned. There's no cost involved. So you can develop a clientele and see how it goes. What's nice about these platforms, they, in a way, bring the market to you. There's already a market there, and you have to do some bidding, some sending offers, but the market is already there and it comes to you as well. Those who would like to get in contact with me, it's pretty easy to find me, but instead of giving you addresses, I'll just give you my name. Kevin Delatour. You can search for me online. I'm pretty easy to find. You know what I look like now. Kevin Delatour, D-E-L-A-T-O-U-R. The Skype ID is Kevin Delatour altogether, and the WhatsApp is +351 968 443144. Happy to hear from you. Well, I enjoyed this chat. I hope you did too. And feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll see you online.